Well, turns out the national media might be right. We suck. Hey, welcome back to the 305 Gridiron, ladies and gentlemen. This is a Miami Dolphins podcast where we are focused on none other than the Miami Dolphins, which you may be saying to yourself at this moment in time. Why would you want to do that? Why would you want to talk about this team? First, great question. Don't have a really good answer for it. Second, you all may be noticing that I am sitting when I normally stand, and that's because this damn team doesn't deserve a standing host right now, okay? When they start performing better, I will start standing again.
No standing ovation from Anthony.
No standing ovation. Oh, my goodness. So, of course, we are here today to give you our reactions to the Colts 33-8 thrashing of the Miami Dolphins on Sunday, yesterday. This is going to be a really great show if you like anger and you like ranting.
Yep.
And if you hate the Miami Dolphins, this is going to be a fantastic show.
Yeah, Bills fans, Jets fans, come on in. Like
any other AFC East fans, if you're like trying to get like some inside information into the Dolphins, you could come here. I don't think you need it.
Yeah.
We are fairly good at shooting ourselves in the foot. We do not need your gun. But
honestly, if I could get away with doing this podcast laying down on a couch in a therapist's office, I would probably do it.
There's something to be said for shows that are done on location.
Streaming live from my therapist's office.
So let's just start with a conversation with our reactions. I don't know where else to start, so we have to start there. This game sucked.
Yeah.
We got destroyed by a team with maybe some of the lowest expectations out there. Now, we will see in due time whether or not that is a correct expectation or not. If the Colts are here starting 4-0 and then we win a game or two in the next few weeks, okay, suddenly we're like, oh, maybe the Colts weren't that bad, right?
Right. Yeah.
But I'm still not going to feel better that we got destroyed by Daniel freaking Jones.
No, this is tough. The crow does not taste very delicious, right? It is not a fun feeling, but it's an all too familiar feeling, right? As a Dolphins fan, it is,
Sure is.
Start slow out the gate, give us some hope middle of the season, and then shit the bed towards the end of the season. So, I feel very stupid. Because I didn't buy into the hype, but like I bought into what we were saying and what I was looking at in the preseason and in practices and talking to folks that kind of insiders that work with Miami and hearing what they have to say and getting kind of behind the scenes look. And I'll tell you what, outside of the cornerback room, I really liked a lot of the positions. And we were not only beat handedly, we were beat in every facet, in every position room, including coaching, which we'll get to later. It was just a bad, I don't know if we showed up. I mean, I don't know who that was out there, but I don't think that was the Miami Dolphins.
Can I tell you what my reaction was immediately?
Of course.
My reaction immediately was that, okay, Stephen Ross, admit that you were wrong and fire the staff. I don't care that it's only one game. I really don't, because we saw the team fail on them at the end of last season. We saw their star player give up on the team. Blame whoever you want for that. Blame Tyreek, blame coaching, blame the owner. I don't care. The reality is your star player gave up on the team, right?
Yeah.
Your team lost to a Jets team when they had the opportunity to make the playoffs. And this wasn't the first time that happened. This was the second time, actually, in the Mike McDaniel era that we had what many would call a opponent that we should beat on the schedule for a chance at us making the playoffs.
Yep.
And we not only lost, we got destroyed. right? I don't have any more patience in me to wait for this anymore. They cannot sit in front of us at the end of last season, and as the Dolphins leadership does, they talk down to us as if we know nothing. And I get it. We do not know the ins and outs of an NFL team. Completely understandable. But we can see what's right in front of us, that this team is not well coached. And we're going to talk way more about that. But my point here is that they cannot say it's not business as usual. We're bringing these guys back like instantly after the end of the year, by the way. Instantly. Didn't even take a second to think about it. We're bringing these guys back. It's not status quo. It's not business as usual. All this stuff. Then, one, have the offseason that we had where it was very much business as usual. And then two, come into this game in week one and get absolutely destroyed because of the same crap that we saw at the end of last season. A woefully unprepared team that was outmatched, outcoached, and just outclassed in every single way by an Indianapolis Colts team that, let's be honest, has not really gotten much hype. It's been a bit of a laughingstock. I mean, we have been really bunched up with the Colts in off-season talks about how this might be an early showing of fight for the number one pick. That's insulting to the Colts after this one.
I mean, you're not wrong, right? And last year there were plenty of excuses, right? Some of which I backed, some of which I thought were horseshit. But honestly, this week one game, there are no there are no excuses, right? Everyone is healthy. You're not like starting your fifth quarterback in 4 weeks or whatever. Like your all your star players are there. Your projected starting offensive line is all available, even if it was just for 3 snaps. You have your starting franchise quarterback. You have your star, in air quotes, wide receivers, wide receiver 1, wide receiver 2. You have a rejuvenated running back who I still think, I mean, if it weren't for Devon Achane, I mean, we would have laid an egg. And revamped defense. I mean, everything was put together for us to succeed as best as we could. And not only did we not win the game, we didn't even show up for the game. And we were woefully, and I think that's being kind, underprepared for every single thing that the Colts were doing. And then what infuriates me more is, and for those of you that are watching, right, I don't like to do instant reaction shows for this reason, because if we would have been on Sunday, hot, right? I mean, my computer would have been frisbeed out the window. But so I like to get, Anthony and I like to give ourselves an extra day just to kind of take a breath. But today, all of the media, all of the reports were, whoa, I forgot who, I think it was Bradley Chubb. He did a media thing and he was like, yeah, we knew exactly what the Colts were going to do. We just didn't stop them. Well, you know what? Then go back on the bus, return your paychecks, and get off the field. Yeah, because if you know what they're going to do, but you decide not to do it, you don't deserve to be an NFL player. Because I don't buy this crap anymore where it's like, oh, well, we're going to start slow, but we're still figuring it out. No, not anymore. This is Coach Mike McDaniel and that whole front office came into this year knowing that this was a hot seat type season. And this is what you do in game one. You don't show up, really?
Yeah. And that's Mike McDaniel talking through Bradley Chubb. I mean, we've heard him say this thousands of times, but we knew what they were going to do. We just didn't execute. What? Then that's on you, right? Your team wasn't prepared. Yeah. And I honestly, I think about this team every time I watch them, and I'll have the Dolphins game on one screen and Red Zone on the other screen, and I'm watching the inept of ineptitude when our team is on the field. Nobody knows where they're supposed to be. Nobody makes a play. Missed tackles left and right. Penalties here and there. We get a big play. Oh wait, it's a penalty, right? Yeah. And then I watch Red Zone, and I'm watching every other team in the league at least show some level of professional football ability. And then I come back to our other screen, and it's like, nope, none of that here. I mean, it's not even just Tua who looked absolutely awful. We're going to talk more about, right? It's safety's not lining up in man coverage on the line of scrimmage on 4th and 1. Instead, 10 yards back, it would make it an easy conversion, right? It's we get the punt, and Matthew Judon running into the punter. It's like, what is this team even doing? Like, how have we managed to put together 53 players who on the field do not use their heads and have no football awareness whatsoever? I would rather trade all this talent in for 53 guys who had some sort of awareness and some knowledge of the game than have these guys out there who are just Ferraris in a snowstorm. I'm stealing it.
I mean, they are. You know what? They're going through the motions, and that's what's infuriating to me, right? Look, I'm not ready to give up on this year yet because I want to enjoy football. So my fandom is not allowing me to, even though I probably should be, right? I'm giving them until for whatever that's worth. I'm giving them in my own mind until what equates to the start of week 5. So through week 4. And if we don't look good, right? We don't look like we're prepared. We don't look like we're competent. We can't string together any sort of momentum. Wipe the slate clean. Get rid of literally everyone. Everyone should be on the trade block. Everyone should be fired. Let's just suck it up for we're going to have a bad year. Let's shoot for the number 1 overall pick or a top 3 pick. And let's hope for the best, right? Let's hope we get a good quarterback and get rid of everyone. I don't care what you get in return. Trade them all, right? Yeah. I don't care if it's a bag of chips, a high five, and a Publix gift card. See you later. Thank you very much for your service. Don't let the door hit you, right?
There's too much money being fed to players on this team for them to play like that.
Yeah, like you can argue that it's not about the money, but it is, right?
Right, but like really the thing I first thought about when you said trade them all is how many contracts do we have that are untradeable? That's a problem.
Not many, honestly.
But when you have guys making that much money, right? And I get it. Like Tyreek trade right now would be a significant. Like I know it's not impossible anymore, like it was last year, but it would be a significant hit to our cap. And
depending on how the trade went, yeah.
So like that, right? If you wanted to trade Jalen Waddle, I don't think you can right now.
You can. Look, I think of all of the higher end players, I think Jalen Waddle is probably the easiest contract to trade because he's making very reasonable money. I know we talked about we talked about this on the pre-recorded show, but I know you're not a huge fan of Waddle, but I think league wide he is well received. So I think, let's not get there yet.
The point is like trading a lot of these guys would be a significant dead cap hit.
Yeah.
If you're looking at Tua, just a quick look up, 137 million dead cap.
Yeah.
137. That's more than half of the what do you call it? Of the salary cap.
Yeah. I think it's a little more nuanced than that, right? I remember I did a huge kind of math.
It can, but that's not the point.
But
I
know your
point. The point is it's even with the nuances, it's still difficult to try to move these guys, right? You'd have to do some convincing to the other team to take on some money or do this or do that or convince the player to take a pay cut in some situations, right? Like the nuances are possible, but the point really overall isn't, are these guys tradable? It's there's a lot of money on this roster in a very few number of players, and those players are not playing well.
Yeah. And I wonder if it does go tits up, right? And this season just goes down the toilet, right? Which I'm 50-50 on right now, right? If I'm being completely candid with everyone. I'm 50 that it's probably going to go really, really bad, or 50 that will turn it around, right? Maybe we just had a bad week, which honestly, we're about to get into how bad everything was. This kind of stuff does happen. We've seen teams shit the bed in week 1 and then turn it around right away. You know what I mean? But I'm not saying that that's going to happen, right? But I'm curious to see if this does go bad, right? Come week 4, come week 3, whatever it is. Where are the changes made first? Is it in the is it in the locker room? Or are changes started in the front office and the coaching staff and stuff like that? And that'll be really interesting to see. Should this go the way it feels like it's going right now?
Yeah, if let's say we win the next 3 and we somehow beat the Bills and we're 3-1, I'll be honest with you, I still don't feel good about the coaching staff, mainly because I wanted these guys gone last year.
Same. I wanted them gone in the offseason. I said wipe it clean. Yeah.
Right. I mean, there was no excuse not to last year, and
Mhm.
we're not guys that want to get rid of people quickly.
Mm-mm.
I love the Steelers' process of keeping a guy and
Mm-mm.
letting him play it out, but we've seen 3 years of the plan, and the plan's not moving in an upward trajectory.
Yeah.
So at that point, it's like, okay, what are we doing here? Make
Yeah.
all the excuses you want in the book. Tua got hurt. Fantastic. They decided to sign him to that extension.
Yeah. That's perfect. That's perfectly said. Yep. And then not invest, knowing, right, after multiple years of injuries, knowing that he's an injury risk, turning around and not investing in the backup quarterback outside of two questionable players, right? And the other thing that infuriates me is watching this week 1 game against the Colts is the Colts look like they could do the basics. They came out tight end 5 and out in.
Oh, yeah.
5 and out. Ins, curls, 10-yard returns, like all kinds of simplistic football 101
Mhm.
type plays. And then we're out here running around unnecessarily, like Tyreek's going from left to right, then back to the right, then in the backfield, then going at the line of scrimmage, and the play clock's at 2 when we snap, and nobody has a fucking clue what we're doing. It's like, how about at a certain point, Mike McDaniel, you stop trying to think you're the smartest guy in the room and you go back to football 101. Just go back to fucking basics.
That's the
Right.
thing. It's
It's
year
not,
4 and you still can't get a call in on time.
it's infuriating. The fact that we're sitting there every single time we snap the ball and we're snapping it at 2 seconds left
And
on the clock.
one thing we talk about a lot on the show and even
Mhm.
in our previous show is that this is a complicated offense, right?
Mhm.
So when guys like Greg Dulcich come in, they can't be put in right away because if that is the case, man, where your system is so complicated but still unsuccessful,
Yeah.
maybe simplify it,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
And he didn't even simplify it, I feel like, and he probably did, but obviously not enough. When we lost Tua,
I don't think he did. And that was the big argument. I don't think he did. And that was my
Yeah.
problem. That's why I wanted him gone. It's like you can't even do basic coaching shit.
No.
Where you have a lesser quarterback in Huntley or in Boyle or in Skyler. They're not Tua. They have different skill sets, and you are not tailoring the offense or changing the offense to fit your players. You are forcing your players to play your offense. And that's bad coaching. That is not coach. That is a red flag. More so than anything with Mike McDaniel is his stubbornness. You said it best years ago, right? I think last year you were like, dude, this dude is stubborn.
Oh yeah.
And I just, I believed you and I agreed with you, but in the back of my mind, I'm like, oh, maybe he's just all of last year. And I mean, it's insanity.
He thinks he's the smartest man in the room no matter what. And that is a big problem. If you do not have humility, you are not going to be successful. Like
Yep.
you cannot think that you know everything. Even Bill Belichick did not think that he knew everything. To the public facing, he looked like he did.
Yeah.
But he handed his offense over to Josh McDaniel and said, "You are obviously better at this than I am. So you lead this unit. I'll work with the guys on the defensive unit." And they win 7 Super Bowls that way, right? Listens to Tom Brady a lot, all of that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the last thing I'll say on this before we move into our takeaways is that going back to the backup quarterback thing, 100%, you nailed it, right? But even this year, when it's like they came out and were like, well, clearly we need to invest better in the backup quarterback position. On day 1, you went out and the first signing you made was Zach Wilson. How is that investing better in the backup quarterback position?
Yeah. I don't know.
mean,
it's not.
Zach Wilson has never had success in the NFL. And you had guys out there like Joe Flacco who have had success in the NFL. And I'm not the biggest Joe Flacco fan at his 37th year of life and 17th in the NFL or whatever.
He's 42 or something, and 41 and something like that.
I thought he was 37.
Oh, is he? Whatever. He's 90 in football years.
He was out there for most of the offseason. And then the Browns were like, well, we could use a veteran leader, right?
And he looked pretty damn good.
And he almost beat the Bengals.
Yeah.
It's just, I'm so sick of I really thought I've been sick of coaching staffs before and front offices. I'm so sick of this one.
Yeah, you know what? It's hard because it's different, not hard. It's different for us, I feel like now, because we're so hyper focused on the media part of this, where we're
that's true.
super analyzing, like we're analyzing everything. We're doing deep dives into film studies and everything for the show, for the fans. Whereas, 5 years ago, I was just watching football because I was a fan, right?
Yeah.
And I would write an article every now and then and publish it or whatever the case is. But now it's like, I just want to I want to pick his little ass up and shake him, and just come on, dude. Like, go back to Kansas City, right? When Tyreek Hill Patrick Mahomes, I bet one of the best quarterbacks to ever play the game. I get it. Take that out of it. But look at what Tyreek Hill did in Kansas City. He wasn't running left and right. You put him out wide and run that way. Run as fast as you can.
That's what I'm saying. If you watch these teams that have been the most successful and in our current generation has been the Eagles and the Chiefs, if you watch these two teams, they are not doing this razzle-dazzle, son. Maybe take that as a hint that you probably shouldn't do so much razzle-dazzle.
Yeah.
Like Andy Reid
every now and then I get it.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly. Andy Reid is seen as an offensive genius because of his razzle-dazzle. He does it like 3 times a year.
But he chooses when to do it, and it's always the right time.
It's purposeful.
Yeah.
I have this play in my back pocket. I am only going to pull that card out of that pocket if I absolutely 1,000% need it.
Yeah, and I think that's what frustrates me the most. I said this about literally everything when I talk about Mike McDaniel, but it's his lack of it's his stubbornness, not to go back to it. It's just his lack of willingness to change his scheme. Like, at some point, you need your professional football players that are very good athletes to just line up and beat the other guy because they're skilled, not because you're scheming up a way to get Tyreek Hill at full speed due to emotion into his route. Let him go from a full stop and play high school level football because he's better than just about every cornerback in the league. You know what I mean?
Yeah, every team destroyed that whole process anyway, just by playing zone. Man to man, that works fantastic. On a zone, if the guys are playing their zone correctly, it doesn't work.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, man, how have we been so lucky as Dolphins fans to have Joe Philbin and Adam Gase and everybody else?
It's penance. I swear Hard Rock is built on an Indian burial ground.
I like the guy who's now in Minnesota. What's his name? The defensive coordinator. Flores, yeah. Obviously, all the stuff that came afterwards, I have soured on him since. But
I'm good with that.
When he was our coach, I wasn't miserable. So there's that. Anyways, let's move on. Key takeaways from this game. We're going to do our top 3 takeaways from this game. And this is just going to be largely a similar conversation, but more pointed towards a particular topic within the actual game itself. So we have 3 of them that we're going to talk to you about, keeping with our trend of having top X's, top 10 storylines to look out for in our preview episodes. We're going to have top 3 takeaways from our reaction episode. So let's dive into number 1. We've talked a lot about this already, Josh, because it's a huge missing element to our team for quite some time now.
Yes, it sure the hell is.
And that's accountability, man. There is a clear and present void in the world of accountability when it comes to this team, this coaching staff, this front office. Ownership across the board. Accountability doesn't appear to be in any of the dictionaries in Hard Rock. So I don't know what the heck is going on there.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think this is one of those, this is when you're supposed to see it. And I'm a firm believer in accountability, right? And I also firmly believe that accountability doesn't always have to have such a negative connotation. It can be positive accountability, right? It can be, here's an example of what to do. Now, week 1, there were no examples, or actually the examples of what to do were on the other side of the field, right? Yeah. It's just one of those things where it's getting repetitive, right? And where there's smoke, there's fire. Like last year, okay, there's a lot of injuries, there's a lot of in and out. Players are coming in, players are coming out. You can't really get used to it. All this other stuff. There were excuses. There were reasonable excuses.
Yeah.
I'm not saying viable excuses, but you could make the argument as to why things were happening the way they were. This year, there aren't any. And we're going to be beating dead horses with sticks all night, fellas. So for those of you that are watching, we apologize, but this is just unacceptable at this point. There has to be accountability. I don't care if it's the janitor or the ball boy or the waterman or the star wide receiver or Ross himself. People need to start looking in the mirror and holding themselves accountable so that then they can turn around and start holding the people that report to them accountable. Because at a certain point, enough's enough, right? Everyone, if I performed like they did in my job, I would be fired today. You know what I mean? If I showed up and coasted and didn't do anything, and I had all my projects that were going on at the same time, I was like, fuck it, I'm going to watch YouTube videos. They would fire me on the spot.
Yeah. And
the fact that these people, coaching staff, players, starters, benches, practice squad, ownership, Chris Grier, the fact that they still have jobs is mind-blowing to me. I'm not saying fire everyone at once, but there has been zero change. Zero. Nothing. Not a single person has been fired from the front office or the coaching staff outside of ones that left for better jobs, right? Or lateral moves. I just don't get it, man. I just don't get it, because without accountability, the same things are going to happen over and over and over and over again, because why would they change?
Yeah. Insanity, essentially.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I should have saved my rant about firing McDaniel for this section, because this is 100% where I think the accountability needs to come in. I mean, you got a guy who is so extremely stubborn that he's been unwilling to change in any way, shape, or form. Like, at least we saw Chris Grier change. We saw Chris Grier draft the trenches when he was notorious for not drafting in the trenches. Like, we saw him go out there and be like, yep, I need to get bigger and tougher, and I need to implement better strategies on building up the front seven and the defense and the front five on the offense. Now, he still left the cornerback room barren, which is something to, injuries did play a part there. But, I mean, I don't think Artie Burns and Kader Kohu were going to set the world on fire.
I mean, they'd be better than anything we had on the field at the quarterback room. You know what I mean?
So like I'm lukewarm on whether or not you need to fire Chris Grier right now. I would say you need to get rid of him this season or at the end if you want. I don't care. But you certainly need to, if you're not considering it right now, you need to start considering it, Stephen Ross, getting rid of Mike McDaniel.
Yeah, and honestly, like I said at the beginning of the show, like I'm heated and I'm ready. I'm getting real close to just like, if it was up to me, clean house, and I don't know, I'll go down there and figure it out, right? From game to game. I'm personally not there yet. I think, they've done enough good over their tenure. And I'm not saying they've done tons of good, but they've done enough to warrant to see if they can pull themselves out of this. But I'm giving my leash is to week 5. And if this ship doesn't turn around, I'm letting this is going to be like off-season cut down day, but for coaches and staff, right? Where we're getting rid of 100+ people all at once. See you later. Thank you for your service. We'll figure it out going forward.
I think why I'm done with it at this point already is the things that we have written in the show notes and the things we talked about.
Yeah.
No urgency, no discipline, no situational awareness. These are all preparation things, man. These are all things that need to be, your staff needs to be hammering away in those meeting rooms. And very clearly, it is not. You know why? Because it's not happening on the football field. And if you were making it a point of focus in practice and training camp and all of those things, then it would show up in a game day.
I mean, it's a good point, man.
None of it shows up.
You're talking me into not giving them four games.
Give them nothing.
I guess my point is like, look, if it's going to be bad, it's going to be bad if we have them or not. So I might as well, like in my mind, right? If I'm justifying it to myself out loud, if we're going to suck, we're going to suck, right?
I don't even know who they would give the interim to. Weaver, maybe?
Probably.
Frank Smith?
He'd be the only one I would keep out of the entire group right now.
And his unit looked terrible too, which we're going to talk about here in takeaway number 2. So takeaway number 1 was accountability. Takeaway number 2, coaching and lack of preparation, which we know lack of preparation goes kind of with accountability.
Yep.
Coaching in general was we love Anthony Weaver, but that unit stunk.
Yeah,
And Mike
not good.
McDaniel's unit stunk. And
Yeah.
the special teams unit, which was our best unit of the day, they had lots of good plays, almost gave up a kick return for a touchdown on the opening kickoff.
And the Judon roughing the kicker.
And
That's
Matt
special- that's
Judon
all
was
special teams.
roughing the was it kicker, punter, whatever it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Punter.
The coaching and the complete lack of preparation, and how do you get out coached by Shane Steichen again?
I don't know, man.
Like, not that I don't think Shane Steichen's awful. I really don't. I mean, obviously he was on that Eagles team. I think he was on the Eagles team that won a Super Bowl a few years ago, right? Not last year's unit, but the other one.
Previous one, yeah.
Um,
Was it 3 years ago? Something like that.
I didn't see this coming. I did not see the Colts having such a dominant performance against us. And the only thing I can look to, other than the players playing like crap, because they did, they'll get their due. Don't worry, we're coming for you.
Hang tight.
Right. The only thing I can hang on is like the coaching stunk. And I'm going to let you talk for most of this, but I wanted to point out one thing. We had one scoring drive in this game.
Yeah, I stopped watching at this point. Yeah,
you didn't even watch it. Yeah, we had one scoring drive in this game, and it was the worst coach drive I've ever seen. Josh,
ever?
Ever.
Like you're not waxing poetic. Like
I'm not waxing poetic. This was such a bad. Let me tell you what happened on this drive.
Yeah, please do.
Right, we had to call 2 timeouts on this drive, and not because we wanted to stop the clock so that we had plenty of time. No,
dude, we're down 30 fucking points. Like
we had to call 2 timeouts on this drive because the play did not get to the quarterback fast enough. On this drive, in one drive.
That's insanity.
Not only that, we're on the goal line, 1st and goal. Delay of game. Now we're no longer on 1st and goal on the goal line. Now we're 10 yards back. Wait. It gets better.
Oh, that's it. No, there's more. Okay, cool. Awesome. Can't wait for this.
It gets better. So now we're pushed all the way back off the goal line. We no longer have the ease of just running in a 1-yard run. It's now 4th and goal on the 7, 8, 9, 10. I don't even remember. And we throw a screen pass to the running back on 4th and goal. Dude,
is that the one to Achane who actually ended up scoring miraculously because he was
Achane
the best player on the team?
score. Achane scores on a drive, but the coaching deserves no credit for that.
No, of course not.
But wait, there's one more.
Oh boy, it doesn't stop there.
It doesn't stop there. This is the drive where Tyreek Hill makes the incredible catch on the sideline, and guess what? No challenge.
I saw that. Yeah.
No challenge from Mike McDaniel. The guys in the booth are going, wow, Miami's guys
would change it.
Miami's guys have got to ping the coach. Have got to ping the coach. You know, they need to challenge this. The Miami's guys have got to ping the coach. Nobody pings the coach. The coach does not throw the challenge flag, and we never get a look at it. And it's just all of these things happened in one drive where we happened to score. Like, this was a masterclass on how not to coach a football team.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if there's much else I could say, right? I mean, that is the epitome of lack of preparation, right? And I don't know, man. I don't think Weaver called as bad of a game as the talent produced on the field. I think he put his players in quite a lot of decent positions. The players let the coach down, whereas Mike McDaniel and the players on the offensive side let McDaniel down too. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But Mike McDaniel, I feel like, let the players down more so than the players letting him down. And, so I'll give Weaver grace, right? I think and we'll talk about this player momentarily, right? Storm Duck, right? The play where, who was it? It was Chopper Robinson jumped off sides, right? Daniel Jones has a free play. We're in zone. Storm Duck has the flat. But the way it was schemed up is that the safety was down. So Storm Duck was one-on-one on that side of the ball with, I believe it was Michael Pittman, if I'm not mistaken. So, they need to get the play. They're playing. They got a free shot. They're taking a shot. Your Storm Duck and the player that you're guarding, that you're in the zone for, runs past you, and you don't have top safety help.
Safety help, yeah.
Why are you sitting in the flat? Carry with the player that you're supposed to be guarding. Like, this is football 101 type shit, right? This is stuff that I was coached in college. Jesus, nope, not in college. I'm 5'9". This is stuff I was coached in high school.
I was gonna say Little League.
Yeah, in Little League and flag football. No, and it's.
I forgot about that play till you just brought it up.
And they got a touchdown on it.
Oh yeah, he was eyes in the backfield the whole time.
I mean, that's not on Weaver, right? That's a player problem.
Yeah.
But lack of preparation across the board, right? From in every aspect of the game. I mean, special teams, which is insane to say, was the best position room as a group on the field today. It was better than the defense. It was certainly better than the offense. And
yeah.
I don't know, man.
Argue that was just because they didn't have that many opportunities.
I mean, I'll take silver linings where I can find them, right? I mean, it can't all be bad, right?
Like when a team leads the league and run defense because their pass defense is so bad that nobody runs on them.
Yeah,
it's that sort of stat.
Yeah. It's bad, man. This game was a colossal dumpster fire, right? I mean, just a dumpster fire of epic proportions, and maybe that's what the show title should have been. Right, week 1, dumpster fire of epic proportions.
Maybe this should be the thumbnail too, just a dumpster can on fire. Right.
I don't know, man. I don't have really much to say. It's just, we talked about it a lot in the intro, and we talked about it more so during the accountability segment. But the fact that there is still in year 4 of this shit show, there's still a lack of preparation is absolutely insane.
It's unacceptable. Yeah.
Right.
We've been talking for 36 minutes, by the way, and you said you don't have a lot to say. I would say I think you do.
Right. I got a ton to say. I'm just tired of repeating the same shit over.
Yeah, let's move to the third takeaway, because we haven't talked too much about Tua yet, and of course Tua needs to be mentioned in our top 3 takeaways. And we'll also, of course, would love your takeaways from this game. I'm sure you have plenty. So if you're here with us in the chat or you're listening afterwards, please drop us a line. Let us know what your takeaway from this game was. Let us know if you'd like to burn down the whole thing. Because definitely leaning that way. So our last takeaway from this game, our top 3 takeaways. We have plenty of takeaways, but we need to narrow it down. So 3. 3 is a nice round number. Top 3, podium, whatever. Our team, as most teams do, starts and ends with the starting quarterback, who, for the Miami Dolphins, is Tua Tagovailoa.
Yep.
Tua Tagovailoa had arguably, I don't even think it's arguable, actually. I'm going to take that word out. Tua Tagovailoa had his worst game as a pro.
Yeah.
In this game. Against a new look Colts defense. I will give them that. They did look, I mean, I don't know if they look good or if our team just looked trash. But he was so inconsistent, dude. He missed throws. He struggled under pressure. He looked like a rookie way more often than he should for a fifth-year pro. There was so much just missed opportunity, and the offense was so bad. I honestly felt like I was watching last year's Browns team on the field. Like, we had nothing. And Tua was a large part of it. The run game couldn't go anywhere because Tua couldn't throw it. This was, I like Tua, but if this is how this season is going to be, it is time to move on.
Yeah, 100%. And this is hard for me because I'm admittedly a Tua guy, right? I am. I liked him in college. I thought he was, in chat, roast me alive, but I thought he was a better prospect coming out of college than Justin Herbert was coming out of Oregon. Sure, he, from a stature standpoint and a physical standpoint, Herbert was the better prospect, but I put more stock into accuracy and on-field performance than I do in physicality, right? Because I've seen hundreds of players that are athletic in marvels that can't play the position because they don't have it up here. I have zero legs to stand on anymore when it comes to Tua, right? And it's very hard. And like, all joking and bullshitting and laughing and aside, it's tough for me because I really genuinely thought Tua was our next franchise guy in my heart of hearts. And I made excuses and I justified things. And I said, you know what? It's because of insert random thing. And I went to bat for quote unquote him, right? There's nothing that this is all on him. It starts and ends with him. You said it best. That is what this portion of the takeaway segment is. It starts and ends with Tua. Tua, first drop back. First pass is an interception, or second pass is an interception. 2 passes later, it's a fumble. Dropbacks later, it's a fumble. Then it's another interception. Dude, you're done. Like, he should have been benched immediately to make a point.
The second interception, our boy Tyler, was absolutely hilarious because we still have a text chain with a few fellow Dolphins fans. And he said something along the lines of, I was like, did he just throw an interception to a defensive lineman? And he goes, oh, yeah. He goes, it was Latu. I was like, so yes. He goes, well, I mean, it was a perfectly placed pass. It landed right in his chest.
Yeah. I mean, hey, you know what? He's still accurate, I guess. Right.
Pinpoint accuracy to the opposing team.
Yeah. I don't really like, speaking of accountability. And again, there's a lot of themes here on the show. If you can't tell, that we're going to be rehashing over and over again. If it was me, if I was the coach, and I'm not a professional coach, so I don't really know what I'm talking about here. But if it was me, I would have benched Tua immediately, because I'm holding you accountable. I don't care that you're the captain of this team and the star quarterback of this team. You play like dog shit. You go sit on the pine until you get your head right, because your head's not right. I don't know where the hell you are. I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what the hell is going on with you. Go sit down and figure it out. And don't sit next to any players. Go sit over there by yourself.
51.7 rating, by the way.
It's insanity. And I'm not, and I know it sounds like I'm joking. Like, ha, Tua sucked. Go put him on the bench.
No. You're dead
serious. Like, go sit on the fucking bench for a series or two, figure it out, and come see me in a little bit.
And I mean, it was a further look into our future as Zach Wilson had to play. He didn't look as bad as Tua because nobody could, but he didn't look any better.
Well, but at that point also, they had their third strings practice squad in. You know what I mean?
I know, and he still didn't look good. It was it was tough. It was tough. Tua, you got to play better, or the season's lost. And I don't know how a starting quarterback who has done nothing but talk all offseason about how the team has grown closer and how they've spent way more time prepping than they ever have before, and then you come out and you do that.
Yeah.
So who's the liar here?
Yeah, and you know what? It's so infuriating. If Tua sucked, I wouldn't be mad. Like, all right, he was playing like he should. That's why I'm so frustrated, because I've seen him do it. Mm-hmm. I've seen him succeed. I've seen him lead the league in passing. I've seen him get better every single year at something that he did not do well the previous year. I've seen him be accurate. I've seen him lead the league in completion percentage, in passes over 20 yards, in completions over 20 yards, in touchdowns, in passing yards. You have no reason not to be good. No. You have no reason not to at least be serviceable. And you look like a guy that had never played football before. A guy that if his first read wasn't open, and this is something Xavier Howard said, I don't know if you saw it, Anthony, but Xavier Howard had a huge media thing about him, right?
I didn't see it.
Xavier Howard's like, yeah, I knew, if we took away his first read, he'd start panicking, and that's exactly what happened.
Oh, 100%.
Like, that is unacceptable.
We said that in the preview.
I know.
Oh, I guess we're doing some good self-scouting there.
Yeah.
That I'm glad you brought that up, because this will be my last point, and then we need to move on. We've talked way too much about 3 takeaways. Yeah. How do we not attack Xavier Howard? How do we not attack a guy who's been out of football for over a year? How do we not just purposefully target him over and over and over again just to see if he's got anything left in the tank? In fact, we never targeted him as far as I could tell.
We did twice. Yeah.
And then he had a fumble recovery.
And a fumble, and caused a fumble. He's the one that caused the fumble. He's the one that punched it out. Yeah.
Unbelievable. Yeah. Unbelievable. When a guy who has been out of the league for over a year can scout you better than you can scout yourself.
Crazy.
Do we even have any self-scouting? All right, that was our top 3 takeaways from this Dolphins-Colts game. It followed a rant of epic proportions by both of us, because it's an absolute,
Thank you.
an absolute atrocious start to the season. Not every reaction show will be this negative, we promise. We actually tried to stay positive, but there was nothing positive to say about this game. So let's get into our new segment, Josh. Some people have studs and duds, not us. We have legends and letdowns.
Let's go.
Here we go, baby. Every week we are going to highlight 1 to 3 players each that are legendary. They had legendary performances. They were the rocks of our team. Mm-hmm. They were the reasons we had any sort of success in the game. And then each of us is going to highlight 1 to 3 letdowns. These guys were absolute stinkers, as you can imagine. There were plenty to choose from in this game.
Yeah.
And they were the reasons we potentially lost the game or didn't play as well as we should have. So for the first time ever on the 305 Gridiron, Josh is going to kick us off with his very first legend in Legends and Letdowns.
All right. So my very first legend, right, of the 2025 NFL season. It was, let me preface all of this. It was very tough to find positive in this game. But I actually thought, going back and rewatching the film, that Jonah had a hell of a first game as a rookie, right? Nobody played well on the offensive line, but for it being his first NFL game, his first NFL start against a very talented Colts front, defensive front. I mean, I thought he held himself very well. He made a few little errors here and there, whiffed on one pass block or pass set. But all in all, even when the wheels were falling off, he still went in there and was mauling people. So my first legend of the season, Jonah Savaiinaia.
There you go, baby. Jonah. Nice game, baby. So I'm going offense as well. I'm sticking with our running back, our best player on our team as far as I'm concerned. That's Devon Achane. I think when you touch the ball 10 times and you have 75 yards and a score, that is what I would call an impact player. So Devon Achane, I don't think there's much more I need to say about this, my guy. Keep on doing what you do. 7.5 yards per clip. Hopefully we get you involved in the passing game more, which is something I think we've been asking for a while. But
might be our best option right now.
We need to get Achane involved more. He needs to be the centerpiece of the offense, not Tyreek Hill.
Agreed.
And 10 for 75 and a touchdown. Jesus.
Yeah, that's crazy. In a game where nobody played well. Like, imagine in the games where we do play well, if there are any.
Right.
Like, it's gonna be awesome.
Crazy. So did you have a second legend?
I did.
Okay,
yes, I did. So my next one, and this is my last one for the game, is Bradley Chubb. Actually, he got our lone sack on the game. But I think what was really important to me was seeing a player of his stature, right, of his ilk, of his historical success and dollar value for that matter, come back after what I think was about a 15-month layoff after injury, 13, 15, something like that. And in his very first game, he got a sack. He did what he's being paid to do. He got after the quarterback. There was a lot of pressure by him. He missed a couple he would have had 3 sacks if he closed on 2 of them. And it was honestly of the black eye that was the defense in this game, where there was 0 pressure seemingly. He was one of the very, very few, if not the only one, that had relatively consistent pressure. And it was really great to see him back, see him healthy, and see him producing.
Yes, and I saw you had 2. I had to dig out a second one as well. And honestly, that made me kind of revisit the game. And I had honestly forgot about this guy. And he got hurt. And when he got hurt, he ended up coming back in the game. But I was bummed when he got hurt. Yeah. Because I thought he was having an incredible game on special teams. And that's Dee Eskridge, dude.
Yeah.
I want to see him get it more than Malik. And that's saying something, because I think Malik is a fantastic kick returner. But when you see Dee Eskridge get that ball, it's like a freaking cannonball was just shot out of a cannon. Yeah. He has no hesitation in his run. It's just, I'm running full speed. I will find a hole eventually when I get to where I need to go, and I'm going to hit it. He had 4 kick returns in this game. We had a lot of kick returns, by the way.
Sure
7. He had 4 kick returns for 109 yards, which is 27.3 yards per return. That's good enough for top 15 in the NFL. So that's at least we have somebody who is on top of the charts. He had
him and Achane, baby.
He had a 38 long on that, which is hella sweet.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah, we knew we would probably see more kick returns given the adjustment to the kick return rule. Touchbacks now come out to the 35. And we did in week 1 see a lot more kick returns, and Dee Eskridge was part of that. So we had 7 kick returns in total. Malik had 3. He wasn't as successful as Dee, but he was still pretty good. But I think Dee Eskridge is a really good talent in special teams. Maybe we'll see him more on offense. I doubt it, but hey, if he can get us a return touchdown, that we don't have to look at the offense then.
It's kind of like Happy Gilmore. Oh, can I just do that? Can I just hit it off the tee and get a hole in one? Yeah, sure. Okay, I'll just do that. It's much easier.
Just do it. Yeah, just do it.
All right,
So
now the much easier part of the segment.
yeah, so that was our legends, right? That was the maybe the only positive you'll see in the show.
So who were
about
they
this
again?
team.
Let's list. There were 4 of them. Who were
There
they?
was 4 legends. Josh had Jonah Savaiinaia, our rookie left guard, who had a very good start to his NFL career. And then Bradley Chubb, returning from a year and a half out of football because of injury. He gets a sack on his first game back, which was incredible.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went with Devon Achane, who had 75 yards and a touchdown on only 10 touches. And kick returner Dee Eskridge, who averaged 23.7 yards per return with a 38-yard long. So now let's talk about the guys who let us down. And again, we'll start with you.
Yeah. So my first name, I only have 2. I mean, I have like 50. What's 50? I have 51 letdowns on this team. I have 2 players that were legends, but I just chose 2 for this first time that we're doing this segment. And my very first one is actually Storm Duck. I thought it was hilarious that the announcers of this game stated that when he went off, right, when he went off injured, which is not funny. I wish him all the best. I hope a speedy recovery. When he went off, he said, "Oh, well, there goes the Dolphins' #1 starting cornerback," and I laughed my ass off because that is the furthest thing from the truth. And I alluded to it earlier with the mishaps and stuff, but Storm Duck, the entire game. I mean, this might be one of the worst games I've seen from a starting cornerback in my life. And I'm not saying that because I'm pissed off at how the game went. I genuinely mean that. He was taking bad angles. His eyes are in the backfield instead of on the player. He was dropping into coverage when he should have been pressed up. He was staying close in shadow zone when he should have been following his player. I mean, there was just 15, 20 examples on the 15 plays that he did or whatever it was, where it was just busted coverage after missed tackle, after not putting any effort into co-tackling, just letting the play go and just kind of standing there because he didn't want to get hurt. Like, I'm good if I never see him on the field again.
Incredible. They say that all you need in the NFL is an opportunity, and you should take advantage of it. He did opposite of that. He had a chance to start in the NFL as a second-year undrafted rookie. And I feel bad for him because he did get hurt. He got carted off the field, and hopefully he ends up being okay. But he was honestly saved by that.
Yeah, and I apologize for the really bad dad joke / pun, but he laid a duck egg.
Terrible.
Okay.
Moving on. I went with the pass rush in this one. I think I texted you at like the end of the first quarter, and I said, well, pass rush sure is disappointing. At that point, we hadn't even come close to sniffing Daniel Jones' jockstrap, let alone sacking him. I don't know what the heck is going on there. But, we've talked all offseason about, man, we have a really good 4-man rotation with Phillips and Chop and Chubb and Judon. Where the hell were they? They were invisible. I mean, we had, Chubb got the 1 sack, but other than that, they were nowhere to be found. We had Chop jumping off sides. Cool, we saw you there. We had Judon with the monster hit on Daniel Jones after he ran for like 7 yards. Cool.
That was great. That was actually love that hit though.
There's a Judon sighting. Oh, also we saw him when he roughed the kicker, so that was great too. Yep. Fantastic. And Phillips had yet another game where he was absolutely invisible, which I feel like this guy has so much talent, but he just cannot actually get to the quarterback, which is what we need him to do. I think this pass rush could be good. Talent-wise, they have some talent there that could be significant, but they're not doing the job that they were set out to do, and that is to sack the quarterback. We had the 1 sack on Daniel Jones in this game for 10 yards, thankfully. But other than that, it was Daniel Jones had all day back there. All day.
It was crazy, dude. It was absolutely nuts. And to think that's it's not to think. That is our strongest position on this entire team is our front 7. And the fact that they got 0 pressure outside of Chubb's sack.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I think Ali and Achane are making a push for making running back the strongest position.
Well, right now it might be. Yeah. All right. So my next one, I only have 2, like I said. So my last one, really. My second letdown is Mike McDaniel, the man, the myth, the man.
Man.
We talked about him at nausea throughout this entire show. All right. So I'll keep this one super short. But I mean, yikes, right? Underprepared team, no accountability, stubbornness in the play calling. The Colts came out with a plan. They executed their plan. They came out with a simple game plan to start the game. It got a little more complicated and more technical as the game went on. Featured their star players. Mike McDaniel did absolutely all he did was have us run east and west instead of north and south. And there was no accountability. Players were on the sideline laughing and giggling it up. We're losing 33-8, and they're up there high-fiving and joking and standing next to Mike McDaniel like everything's fine. He's a problem. He was the problem in this game outside of Tua. And shit's got to get better, dude, or you're going to be looking for a new job real soon.
No kidding. I don't want to dive any more into it. We talked so much about Mike McDaniel, and we will continue to.
Although I did not mention the editor's notes.
There is an editor. I did add an editor's note.
So for those of you that are behind the scenes, we have all of our show notes, and he wrote in editor's notes, "Fire him!" Hilarious, absolutely hilarious. All
Listen, right. If you ask me to edit something, I'm going to add some notes.
I like it. Do you have another letdown that you want to talk about?
I do, and it did take me some digging on this one, but then I remembered this play that I actually mentioned earlier in the show too. Ifeatu Melifonwu, situational awareness, bud. It's a thing that you should be aware of. 4th and 1. We are trying to recover some momentum. At this point in the game, we are arguably still in it when this play happens. And it's 4th and 1, and the Colts decide to go for it. They line up in a pretty obvious passing formation. We are playing man coverage. Melifonwu is one-on-one with Josh Downs. That's already a mismatch for the Colts in the Colts' favor, right? He lines up in his normal safety position, 10 yards off the line of scrimmage, over the center, not even over the receiver. Bro, Josh Downs caught the ball. It somehow only got like 2 or 3 yards, I think, because he stumbled. Melifonwu does have the closing speed, but what the hell were you thinking?
Well, but he got the first down too, don't forget. Yeah. So he might have stumbled.
4th and 1.
Yeah, insane.
Downs only needed 1. He got like 3, and if he didn't stumble, he probably gets a whole lot more. I mean, Melifonwu, I don't know what happened there. I don't know if that was where he was supposed to line up and he did it correctly and it was a bad play call. I don't know if he just forgot what he was supposed to be doing on this specific play.
Well, for everything that I listened to a lot of the nats like Kyle Krabs and Travis, and both of them said that was a play design thing, not a player thing. I seem to think that, okay, that's a player thing because the player knows who he's covered. Look at the coverage. You know the defense. You can see that. So why are you shading out when you should be shading in and following your player across the line of scrimmage? He needs to get to the sticks. It's 4th and 1.
Yeah.
Why are you dropping 5 yards before you make a move?
Be a pro and use your head. That's a problem. Like if they don't have the ability, like if Weaver, and I doubt this because he seems pretty chill, but if he doesn't give them the ability to make adjustments on the fly because they're seeing something different, then that's a bad coaching job. I just don't feel like that because, like, you and I both work in IT. If we see something clearly wrong with the project that we are working on and we continue business as usual without actually trying to fix said thing, you don't do that. You're a pro, and whatever you do, you could be a server at Wendy's or something. Like, if you know there's supposed to be a 10-piece chicken nugget and you walking out there with a 6-piece, something's wrong.
That's because you ate 7 of them.
That math ain't mathin'.
Whatever. It's late. Shut up. It's been a long day.
Right. So that's our Legends and Letdowns. The legends were Jonah Savaiinaia, Bradley Chubb, and Devon Achane and Dee Eskridge, where our letdowns were aplenty. We had to narrow it down. We narrowed it down to 4. Storm Duck, the starting, in air quotes, cornerback. Mike McDaniel, maybe the worst coach in NFL history. I'm just kidding. I'm tongue-in-cheek.
Wow.
Our pass rush was invisible.
Worst pass rush in NFL history.
NFL history. And Ifeatu Melifonwu with just absolute poor play recognition on a 4th and 1. That is it for our first edition of Legends and Letdowns. So pumped to have that be a staple segment at every reaction show going forward.
I'm excited for it, man.
All right, Josh. It's been an hour of yelling. My voice now hurts. So I think it's time to wrap it up.
I'm with you, buddy. Yeah, I think everyone's well aware of how bad this game was. Let's put it behind us. Let's put it in the review. Let's hope for a better week 2. And, we'll see what happens, man. Well, I'd like to think that we're going to bounce back against the New England Patriots team. Watch the show. We have a show coming out on Wednesday where we're previewing the Patriots game, and you'll see our scores and predictions and stuff there too.
Absolutely. So that's going to do it for the 305 Gridiron. Special thanks out to everybody who joined us tonight. If you're watching, if you're not much chatter tonight, but I know sometimes we have people creeping in and watching and not really saying anything. So to those of you, thank you so much. If you're watching this after the live show, which is more often than the case, thank you as well. And please leave a comment as to your reactions to this game. There's plenty of emotion out there. I can feel it, Dolphins fans. I can feel it.
Give it to
let
us.
Let us know in the comments what it is. And make sure you smash the like button, hit subscribe. If you watch this whole show, you're listening to me right now say this stint, you obviously like the show. Hit the dang button. All right.
Yeah, it's free. And it really genuinely, all joking aside, it really helps us keep doing this a couple times a week.
You'd be surprised how much the likes and subscribes help. For whatever reason, that's what, actually, for good reason, that's what YouTube uses to determine if they should send us to somebody else.
Yeah, and we are on the road to 75 subscribers. So we're at 22 right now. We are pushing hard for 75 subscribers. So please do your part. Tell your friends, tell your family, pass it along.
Absolutely. So we will be back on Wednesday at 7 p.m. for our preview of the Dolphins versus Patriots face-off. We're going to break down all the matchups in that game. We're going to probably complain a little bit more about this first game. But that will not be a live show. Just a note here. This Wednesday show is not live, but every other Wednesday show will be throughout the season. So it's just this one here. Balakai coming in at the 11th hour as we close up shop.
As we close our shop. But thank you.
Buddy, we have said so much about this game in this episode. As soon as I hit this end stream button, you should just hit play again. And you'll see everything that we thought about this one. So
I promise you, we agree with your take.
So on behalf of Josh, a.k.a. Aqua Ace, and myself, Anthony Penzone, as you can see on the screen, thank you so much for hanging out with us. Fins up. And until next time, see you around.